At this time, the court's going on the record, and this is Bell County cause number 318,005. I'm sorry, 015E. And this is in the interest of uh Crosskoff. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but I'll get the correct pronunciation in a moment. Crosskoff minor child, non-custodial party being Joseph Ryan Crosskoff, custodial party being Mary Catherine Owens. And this matters before the court on a super modification of child support and motion to confirm arrears. Court's taking judicial notice of the court file, note for the record in this matter. That the child in this matter looks like just turned 9, looks like. So well of the age of 18. The court will note that both parties were served last year, one in August and one in September. So both parties are properly before the court this time. And so I'll ask the state for an opening to tell the court what the state's requesting we do here today and what you understand agreements and contests to be and what you expect the testimony to show. Thank you.
Of September 30th, 2024, our currently show is $39 with an appropriate repayment of $5 per month. And then the medical support arrears as of the same date are $273.40 with an appropriate repayment of $56 per month, either of which could be covered by a lump sum by a date the court provides if the court prefers. The testimony will show the child is currently on government medical. The parents do not appear to be in agreement about this. The testimony will show that there is private medical available at a cost of less than 9% of the non-custodial parent's income. That number comes out to be $342.15. We are looking for a judgment on arrears as of the 30th of
Imagine standing in court, not to argue about custody, but about how money will be paid to support a child with special needs. The mother wants the court to enforce guideline support, a fixed monthly amount, predictable and reliable. But the father has a different idea, a creative payment plan that mixes monthly installments with a big lump sum from his annual bonus.
All right, then. So this is a straight out dispute on support and possibly health insurance coverage.
That is correct, Judge.
All right, then, guys. All right, here's the deal, folks. The math's the math. Let's figure out what we got here, and the court will, if someone's asking for something different than guidelines, then the court will, that falls on them to show the court why that's necessary and why it's in the best interest of the child. And the other item is I'll have the state ask specific questions about the health insurance circumstance. My understanding is that there's government insurance involved, and as long as the child is on that, the court can either set it up as a repayment or ask our dad to go ahead and get health insurance, but mom is obviously able to keep that health insurance if that's what she has, if it's Medicaid, and the court won't order reimbursement and let dad's insurance be secondary. But there are options under that circumstance. So at this time, I'm gonna go ahead and get some testimony, and let's see what the differences are at this point. So at this time, I'll ask both parties to raise your right hands, please, and ma'am, you need to unmute yourself.
Sorry.
No problem. Do you both solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth will help you?
Yes.
All right. You're both officially under oath, and I'm going to let the state call you both as individual witnesses. At the end of the hearing, if there's anything either of you think I need to know that didn't come out in the testimony from the questioning of the state, I'll allow you to tell the court that information so long as it's relevant, and we'll get that taken care of because technically you represent yourself. So if there's something that the state...
The mother comes in clear and firm. She doesn't want any experimental arrangements. She wants guideline support, plain and simple. Why? Because predictability matters. For a parent of a medically fragile child, monthly expenses aren't just groceries and school clothes. They're therapy sessions, doctor visits, specialized equipment, and constant care. She's relying on the court to enforce stability.
Just turned 9. February.
And are you requesting guideline child support?
I am.
Okay, and you understand the amounts that the state mentioned as to what the child support would be on either, depending on the medical coverage provided for the child?
Correct.
Okay, and you're in agreement with those numbers, correct? Okay, and how is the child currently receiving medical coverage?
I have him on Medicaid.
Okay, and do you have a preference as to the child's medical coverage?
I don't have a preference. What I have a concern with is that certain, because he is a special needs child, there are certain providers that do not accept Medicaid, or they put you on a longer waiting list for it. And if it's possible to have a private insurance that would get pushed through quicker, that's what I would hope that he could have.
And you say that the child has some disability or special needs. What kind of special needs are those?
He's a nonverbal heart baby who has Down syndrome and autism.
Okay, so he's nonverbal.
Sensory disorders, eating disorders.
Okay.
Real quick, ma'am, the Medicaid the child has, he has that in his own right, or is that something that you got through the state separate and apart? Because it sounds like he had his own. This may be something he's.
Now, here's where the case gets unusual. The father proposes something the judge himself admits he's never seen. A mix of $600 a month plus a lump sum at year's end, funded by his annual bonus. On the surface, it sounds practical. After all, many professionals rely on bonuses as a major portion of their income. Why not allocate it directly to child support? But the legal system isn't built on maybe money.
Just be set up, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Judge. And you were wanting to increase the support from with a start date of the 1st of October of last year, 2024?
Correct. That was when I was eligible after the 3-year waiting period to modify child support.
Okay. No further questions for this witness at this time, Judge.
All right. Thank you very much, ma'am. I'll be back in just a moment. Call your next witness, please.
All right. State would like to call Joseph Krauskopf.
All right, sir. State your full name for the record.
Joseph Ron Krauskopf.
All right. Thank you. You may proceed, Mr. Gwen.
And Mr. Krauskopf, you understand the guideline child support is calculated by the state?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you heard that in the opening. Now, you want to vary from that guideline child support, correct?
Yes, sir.
And why is that?
The way that I'm paid, I was asking for a compromised amount because I'm guaranteed 42,000 throughout the year as a base. I mean, that's my base pay throughout the year, and then at the end of the year, I'm paid on bonuses, and I do not know the amount of that every year. And I do know that we have to go back the last 2 years of what I made and do a calculation off of that. And
this isn't just any child support case. The little boy in question is nonverbal, diagnosed with Down syndrome, autism, and a heart condition. These aren't one-time medical issues. They're lifelong challenges requiring constant resources. Insurance specialists, therapies, they all add up. The stakes are higher than usual because missed or delayed support doesn't just inconvenience the mother. It could directly harm the child's quality of life.
Support calculation is per month. I know that I'm liable for that. And going back to the arrears that you stated in the beginning, I wasn't aware that I had any.
Okay, so, sir, okay. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
That's a clerical thing. It comes. It depends on you paid and it came in. So when they tell me everything's
I got you.
a couple $100, then that's just the calendar working there. So not a problem, sir. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So, I submitted the letter from my employer that showed that what I made throughout the year and the way that I'm paid. And then, and like I said, I would like to play a lump sum. I mean, it's hard for me to come up with that. I mean, what they're showing as far as numbers is $897 a month on child support, $259 on the Medicare reimbursement. So that's $1,156 a month.
Okay, sir, I'm getting ready to stop the Medicare reimbursement because it's the child gets Medicare and not Medicaid. Okay.
No, he gets Medicaid.
Okay, I'm sorry, it's Medicaid. It's Medicaid, but yeah, I'm sorry, he's not a senior citizen, but he gets it based on his own disability, sir. So that's there's two types of Medicaid, and one of them is where low income Medicaid, and one is for people who are actually disabled, and your child's disability, he gets his Medicaid. So I'm looking at stopping the.
The judge listens carefully, but admits flat out He's never seen child support structured this way. That honesty speaks volumes. Judges are bound by precedent and enforceability. What happens if the father doesn't hit his bonus targets? What if the company changes its policy? The court can't enforce a promise built on ifs and maybes.
And then I know we're talking about this issue right now, but then there's some issues with the visitation. Part
Okay,
of
so right
that.
now, I'm sorry, sir,
Yeah.
sir. Right now, the only pleadings I have before the court are dealing with child support, sir. If there's a
Okay.
visitation issue or a visitation problem, we can't be brought up
Okay.
today because
Okay.
it wasn't officially noticed to Miss Owens that there was a problem. So,
Okay. Yeah. And I got you. Okay. Um, yeah. And as far as medical records, I have not received any medical records when asked from her.
Yes.
Uh, and I
okay,
barely
ma'am,
got.
don't interrupt. Okay, it's okay again, sir. Go ahead. I'll let you finish. Thank you.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, that just so you kind of know, I would like to cooperate with Chrissy because of Braden, and I get him on the first, third, fifth, every Thursday, like I should, summer visitation, all of that. I've been involved in his life, and as far as getting information from her, she's not cooperative. So,
Okay.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
That's
Objection
really
has no relevance.
okay,
okay.
okay,
Again, sir, here's the deal. All right, I'll do some things in my closing, but for right now, again, sir, right now I'm just looking at child support and
okay,
how to set this up, and based on how you get paid and how often you get paid,
yes, sir.
and how you get your money. So it's your testimony now that you get obviously you get a monthly amount, but you get an annual bonus, and you're asking the court to order a annual payment based on that.
This case highlights a fascinating tension. Should courts allow parents to experiment with creative financial solutions, or should they stick to rigid formulas? On one hand, flexibility can make sense in modern families where income isn't always stable. On the other hand, child support isn't about creativity, it's about reliability. That's why most judges stick to the book.
Sir, the question was to you, sir. Do you have health insurance available that
Oh, yeah. As of when I checked in it on July through, if I go through my work, the last amount that I received from my work, unless it's increased this, then as of July was 342.15 a month. It would be what it would cost me to put him on my work insurance.
And also, as an aside to the court, the state would like to note that without a cash medical reimbursement, that would change the child support obligation for guideline to be $949 per
I'm
month.
definitely looking at ordering dad to go ahead and put the child on health insurance based on the testimony I heard from mom saying that there'd be something that she would like, and the fact that the child's on its own disability. So I probably am looking at dad ordering dad to go ahead and place the child on health insurance, and you don't have to wait for for open enrollment with a court order, sir. So I'll let the state let you. I'll let you go along and ask some questions, Mr. Kroskoff, if he's okay with that, or if he has any questions about that. Thank you.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that last sentence, Judge? I'm not sure I heard
I'm
you
sorry.
there.
All right, I'm looking at ordering Dad to go ahead and maintain health insurance, and I'm looking at ordering him to do that from day one as part of this court order. So
Cases like this remind us how much courtroom decisions ripple through everyday lives. Behind the legal arguments are real people, a mother trying to hold it all together, a father who may genuinely want to contribute, and a child whose future depends on stability. These hearings are more than paperwork and numbers. They're about ensuring that a vulnerable child doesn't slip through the cracks because the adults can't agree.
your responsibility to also maintain health insurance. If you've got health insurance available to your employer, I'm looking at ordering you to pay. Go ahead and place your child on that health insurance, and it can act either as primary or secondary. However, Medicaid wants to handle it. Probably going to make Medicaid secondary and make you primary. That's the way the government works these days. But I'm looking at going ahead and ordering that, sir. Is there a problem with that, sir? Or do you have an objection to that? And if you do, what's your objection?
I mean, well, I mean, the objection is I don't know. He's not on. I don't see any medical records. I don't know that he's on any kind of medication, or I don't know anything about his therapy because there's no communication. And I know we're talking about just the money here today.
Okay, here's there,
I
sir.
don't know why he would need a secondary insurance,
It's going to monitor it, sir. So
Okay.
because
Okay. Okay.
it's part of your child support obligation, sir. So, and again, the taxpayers of the United States of America